Hello friend, welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. You are looking with me on 2014 Jetta. This is SE and this one has that wonderful 1.8 liter TSI turbo engine. In this video I'm going to replace the spark plugs. If you want to gain access to the plugs, you have to remove this cover. And all you have to do, just gently pull on it. Sitting on these rubber holders, so you just pull it off. And let me show you detail of this motor, of this engine, right? You can clearly see this 4-cylinder has coil overs, right? These are the coils, coil packs, let's say. So I will be removing those first to get the spark plugs which are below. So I have to remove the 10mm nuts here, right? Actually the whole screw goes out. It's not a nut. Be careful for the electric wires, right? If they are in the way, you will have to move them. And here is the brass one, number 4. Before removing plugs, spark plugs, right? I like to have everything clean here so no dust or dirt falls into the cylinders. And I continue with disconnecting those coils from that wire harness which runs here, using my little tool right here, and I'm pushing on this clip this direction, right? And that allows me to undo it and pull it off. Now I can get the number 1 here right out. All you do is just pull it upwards. Might give again a little bit of resistance, but it should eventually come out. That's another proof or case of that incredible German engineering, right? Normally, if this was Toyota, I will have it already out, but not in this case. Not in this case, my friend. I heard about these, boots. Basically, it's the coil and the boot below. I heard that they give it trouble, but I didn't expect it will be so bad. It's a rubber. Basically, it's like glued down there on top of the spark plug. This is unbelievable. And it's another good reason, really valid reason to stay away from these cars whatsoever, right? I mean, who designs this? For what reason is this happening right here, right? This is unbelievable. The German engineer is sitting at home and counting his money while we are wasting time taking apart something what takes normally only 1 second. When you remove the bolt, you just or the screw or the nut, you just pull it up. Not here. I went the other way. I separated the coil, right, and now I will be dealing with the rubber element, the rubber boot which is down there. And somebody might think, oh, it's an old car, it got stuck there, right? The other cars will be different. No, this car is barely 4 years old, it's in excellent shape, has 65,000 miles on it, right? And this is known problem. It's a German engineering. It's so-called over-engineered. I have another German product right here behind me, right? It's a Mini, 2006 Mini. I love that car. It's so much fun to drive it. But the same thing, there are unnecessarily steps. It's over-engineered. There's no reason, right, what they did with it. It's hard to work on it. I was able to use needle nose to pull this spring out, which is inside of the rubber boot. Before I'm putting it back, I will make sure it's nicely fitting right here, right on that coil, because obviously that matters. It cannot be sideways. Nicely like that. And after that, in order to release the bottom of this tube, which is very thin, as you can see, and soft, right? It's not a hard material. I used this long screwdriver and going on the walls of this tube and again and the other spot, separating this rubber on the bottom from the spark plug, which is down there, right? So I will show you. Basically I was doing this, right? Separating it all around, that it's not glued to it, and then I grabbed it by the hand only and it went out. And basically, right, 20 minutes later, still dealing with the first spark plug, I can take my lovely 5/8 snap-on long reach tool. I have here lockable extension. I can finally put it down there and remove the plug. In this stage I will never use any power tools, right? No way. You want to feel the resistance of the plug, because you don't want to ever end up breaking the plug, spark plug, inside of the head. That will be absolute nightmare. Nothing in comparison what we just did with that rubber boot. Let's see how the plug looks like after 65,000 miles. Oh, not yet. A little bit more. Sorry for that. And here we go. And definitely, I'm sure you can see it, right? This plug, definitely we are on the time, and it's a good time to replace it. And here you will see the detail of the special German engineering spark plug, right? It doesn't have that typical point on the end, right? It says NGK, but it's completely different design to fit that little wire right inside. Do you see that detail? Right? It can't be normal. It has to be special, my friend. So before you start messing up with German new cars, modern cars, think twice.